Well, hello there. You've got Joe here on Lens on Cosenza number 4. Joe Orlandino, your soon-to-be Teroni. This podcast number 4 is a little bit different than the podcast that's strictly audio because my good friends, the contractors below me, kind of messed up the video recording with some shaking. So I'm redoing it, but it's essentially the same. I wanted to talk about paperwork. And what I wanted to tell you is the paperwork in becoming an expat in Italy is quite extensive. You'll be working with the Italian consulate in your city. Here in Chicago is where I've been working. Wherever you're located, you have to find the Italian consulate. It took me 11 years to get my passport. It won't take you that long. They're much more together with issuing passports to people now who want to become Italian citizens. Mine was through the process called jure sanguinis, bloodline, etc., etc. You could look it up online. Now, the other part of the process is a lot of documents that are certified, stamped, crimped, and you need an apostille on each one. Hold on, not done with the paperwork. You have to have most of them translated into Italian. So, you've got a journey ahead of you if you want to become an expat in Italy. Now, I know that a particular podcast was going to be focused on paperwork. Here's the line that took place when I was at the county building recently. Probably about 100 people in line to get vital documents, and I was one of them. It moved quickly. You make friends in line. The backup because of the pandemic for people who wanted vital records last year but couldn't get them. Anyway, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on paperwork because the more I thought about all this minutia and details going into becoming an expat, a lot of this you could find yourself online. You could find all of this information online. You could actually find an Italian American or an Italian attorney to help you through the process. What I did want to talk about is I found no less than 100 points of interest in Cosenza. And I mean, these were just phenomenal places and things to do, from historical ruins to forests and nature preserves, lakes, rivers, water parks. I just had no idea that Cosenza, the province of Cosenza, had all of these things to do, to see. And I plan on, once I get there, to visit one every month. Lucia and I will be visiting these points of interest every month and doing some videotaping, talking about them, and hopefully getting people interested in the south of Italy. Which leads me to another point. Calabria is kind of the Wyoming of Italy. What Wyoming is to the United States, it's kind of like Calabria. It's like an area that people actually make fun of. The Teroni, the Calabrians, Calabrese, are often considered kind of like rednecks or hillbillies in Italian television and movies. Calabrese are always just called Calabrese. They're never defined by their city like Romani, from Palermo, Palermitani, from Catania, Catanese, Venetians. It's interesting that there's this monolithic Calabrese, and again, it's kind of a derisive way to look at people and putting them in this one big monolithic basket. It's a very diverse province. Calabria has more than one province in it, but for the sake of this podcast, we're only talking about the province of Cosenza. But anyway, I did want to say that we will be focused on all of these points of interest in the province of Cosenza, from north to south, from east to west. And it's an amazing province because it's bordered both on the Adriatic side and the Ionian side. So you've got the east side is the Adriatic Sea, and the west side is the Ionian. And of course, both part of the larger body of water, the Mediterranean. And then there's the Sila, the Porino. These are nature preserves and forests. There's mountains, there's lakes. Very excited about this. So I'm going to start getting away from this minutia and really start focusing on the province itself and the points of interest, places to see, things to do. And I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. Again, it's selfish. I need your support. If you're looking at this on YouTube, please subscribe and join me. Thanks again. Talk soon. Lens on Cosenza.